That's first game in the books, first game of many coming up in this season. How would you assess the 90 minutes?
Firstly, physically, really good exercise for us, which is obviously what it's about at the minute. I think we're just learning about our team and our players all the time. Um, we've got, we saw some really good stuff, first half and second half, and we also saw a lot of stuff we need to work on, and lots of creases we need to iron out, which is always going to be the case. These guys haven't played for 5 months, so there was a lot of decision making that is a little bit rusty. So yeah, it was pretty much what we expected, to be honest. It was a really good exercise for us, and all just part of the process. We're really early on it again. We're starting again, in terms of what is expected. The demands are much higher because it's a clean slate. So all in all, really good workout. Stuff we need to really work on. Some really positive stuff that surprised us a little bit, maybe. So yeah, I'm really pleased with what we've taken out of the game, and ultimately that's what it's all about. The first 45 minutes of the season.
I suppose you normally
90
cut
minutes, sorry,
90
minutes each for the players. Yeah.
You normally cut players slack on the first pre-season game, no more so than this year after 5 months out. And like you said, this is why the club's planned so many pre-season games moving forward now. It's to get rid of that rust, because that's what this off-season is going to be about more than anything, I suppose.
Yeah, the games are training sessions. It's as simple as that. We need to learn from every single one. This prepares us now for Monday and what we need to work on, what becomes priority for us. We had it in our minds, and nothing's changed too much. What we need to work on before the game, and really it was just emphasised and strengthened what we thought. And as I said, there's a couple of bits as well. We go, okay, maybe we haven't, and we've been working 3 weeks. And the first week was different because we weren't together as a team at all. The second week was still different protocols, etc. So really, we've had one full week, which at the minute with the physical demand is 4 days really of work, of detail, of what's expected, of knowing the jobs. So that's only going to get better, which I'm excited about. And we saw, as I said, plenty of positives with our identity of how we're going to be, the aggression, some of the pressing was outstanding, and we need to sharpen up on the ball. And but that's to be expected. So I'm not going to go too crazy with some of the decision making in the first half, some of it in the second half. It is what it is. But I was really pleased with the guys' attitude, their approach to it, and the best thing is we're going to get much better.
A lot of the players out there, especially in the first half team, were players you'd managed before, worked with before. But was it nice to see someone like Daniel Harvey in an MK Don shirt? I know you've been chasing him since January.
Yeah, I thought he was excellent. I thought he was really good. I think he showed in the 45 minutes what he's going to be about for us. Aggressive, intense, great delivery on the move. So yeah, I was really pleased with him. I think he'll be happy with how he's done. Loads to work on as well. Loads of improvement, and we can't expect too much from these guys. We've been off for a long time. We're playing a style of football that isn't easy. And it's going to take time. It's going to take time for us. And I've said all along, it's about progressing and improving on what we built already. And that has to be the plan. And I don't want anyone to get carried away, players, staff, supporters, in terms of the expectation on these guys. We need to be realistic. We're trying to rebuild the squad in one window, because January was completely unique. And we've added so far. I'm really pleased with, and we'll hopefully by this time next week have added even more in terms of quality and character. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to really boost the squad. And we move on. We'll keep learning, keep improving, keep developing. And I'm excited. I am excited. But at the same time, I want to make sure everyone's realistic. And we've got some guys in there who are really disappointed with how they played today. But listen, they haven't played for 5 months. So it's out the way. It was a really good exercise for us against a decent organised side who will do well next season, I've got no doubt. And I'm looking forward to now the games coming thick and fast, because we need to make sure we improve in every single one.
When the fans watch the full game back on iFollow later, they'll see certain Dean Lewington playing in the centre of a defence. A bit of a change for him?
He was brilliant. He's in the last week he's shown us exactly. We're joking about it now. How does someone get better at football at 36 years old? But Dino knows his role has to change at some point. Was it a role we really highlighted as him early on, but he's taken to it like a duck to water. He was one of our best players today, there's no doubt about it. Brings real calmness, understanding of the game, appreciation of his teammates in the pass and details that we work on, and he completely gets it and completely buys into it. So yeah, really pleased with him today, and he's getting in better and better shape. And we're expecting more and more from him. So there were some really positive performances, as you said about Daniel already. And obviously in the second half, I thought Sam Nombe was excellent. Tally, 2 fantastic goals. Got lots to work on with Tally, but he's great all the young guys done it, come in and done really well. John Freeman was excellent, I thought. So we've got a lot of work to do with these guys in terms of intensity, their approach, and polishing a few things and smoothing them out. But really pleasing to see them do so well in the second half against a really experienced team. So there's loads of positives, loads to work on. And that's the exciting thing.
I will touch on Tally. I know I said there was a lot of young performers. I don't like singling out, especially young players, but I mean, 2 fantastic goals, wasn't it, from him, and so casual. And arguably the second one, although it's probably not as glamorous, was probably a better.
Yeah, it's the best one. He's actually he's dominated a centre half, an experienced football league centre half, and the ball's behind him. It's a great finish. So again, I don't want to heighten anyone's expectation of these guys because they're young. They're really young. Tally's really young. He's not been in even academy football for very long. We've plucked him out of grassroots football. So credit to the academy for that recruitment and for what they've done with him over the last year. He trained a lot with us towards the end of last season before it got locked down, and he's got something. So we need to make sure we find what position he's going to play, because he hasn't played that position much. And what his best attributes are going to be, and he needs to work that out as well. But what I would say is that his attitude, his approach to all of them, the young guys, that they've trained with us from day one so far, and their attitude and approach to it all has been fantastic, and they're going to need that. If they want to stay with us, if they want to develop with us, if they want to improve with us and come with what we're doing, they're going to need that intensity and that approach every single day. So I'm really, really pleased with Sally, and hopefully we can keep improving him and see what comes.
From a general point, it's been a long 5 months for you as well. Was it nice to be back on the touchline at Stadium?
Yeah, it was brilliant. Yeah, I'll be honest, it felt this morning, it was, for me, it was almost like a league game again in terms of the feel of it, and because we haven't done it for so long. It's the same with them guys. They'll be feeling a little bit of nerves, a little bit of tension, a bit of anxiety because they haven't done it for so long. So as I said, we're not going to read anything into the score. We're not going to go over the top with performances, decision making. It's ticked off. There's loads to work on, and I feel really pleased we've got it out of the way, and we know what we need to make sure we continue working on in the next few weeks. And but yeah, it was lovely to be back out there. Pitch was fantastic, and it was just good to be back home. Hopefully next time, in a not too distant future, we'll be doing it with our supporters in there as well.
Absolutely. And it wouldn't be an off-season interview without asking you about the transfer window. Still open. You've expressed that you're still looking to add to the squad. What's the latest in the transfer front?
Yeah, as I said, we're hopeful we'll have a couple of bodies in next week. A couple of players in next week that will really help us. And then beyond that, there'll still be a few more that we want to bring in. As everything, these things take time sometimes with issues with the other clubs, players dealing with things at the other end. So we have to be patient, but we're aware we need bodies in to help the guys that are already here. And again, we've identified ones that we think will really help us. And at the minute, the most pleasing thing is we're still talking to our number one targets, or they're in the building already. So we have to keep that going. I think the most pleasing thing for me is the ones that we want are desperate to come here and play, and they'll really add to us. So some will happen quicker than others, and I'm expecting us to have 2 or 3 next week, which will really, really add to us. And I'm sure once people see who they are and they're coming in, they'll be pleased as well.